getting things set up here for another round of daily fantasy gambles. Uh, so first of all, what we'll do is we will recap what went down yesterday on Sunday for our Korean baseball and our NASCAR, and then we'll look ahead to really just KBO tonight. I'm gonna run through, like I said, the past few times. We'll take a quick look at the NFL uh, demos, the streams, you know the video games basically that they're simulating, the simulations. Um, and just do a quick run through on that. Um, I went ahead. I don't think I need to look in on the survivor pools right now. I mean, there's been a little bit of free agency movement around. I think the only one that's really interested me so far is Manuel Sanders moving over to the Saints from the 49ers. That's that could be an interesting uh, change in dynamics for the 49ers. And we do have them as our first pick for the first week. If you hear anything in the background, by the way, it's we're having a little bit of a Memorial Day thing in the yard, all social distancing, of course. Um, but all right, let's go ahead and go through a recap of our Korean baseball first of all from Sunday. I did wind up going with just the one lineup, and we were close, but this is now I believe 4 days in a row that we have not been able to get into the money on the Korean baseball. But of course, that follows 5 days in a row prior to that, where we had the streak. Um, again, had Wright, I believe, as my pitcher lock, and just like I said, I expected a huge ownership with the Dinos going against the Lions there, or the Eagles, sorry, and yeah, I mean 83% owned them. It's fine with the points, 8,900, but really that was almost irrelevant with the 83% of the people owning him. I went with Lim as my backup pick from the Twins. Um, and he wound up doing pretty decent. 8 strikeouts, definitely saved it. Gave up 400 runs, but the 8 strikeouts was only one ball. Even though he gave up 6 hits, one base on balls. Got a 17.3 for only 7,200. Cannot complain about that. The main issue here was, again, like I said, I was looking at the Bears Lions possible. Double stack. I just did not go heavy enough on the Lions there. You can see the Lions killed them. 13-0. Did not expect the Bears to get shut out like that. But like I said, we were essentially it was a total of 5 points out of the money for the Korean baseball. So that was definitely disappointing to get close like that. And again, Kim wound up not starting, not playing. Um, I was not awake at that time to check the lineups and make sure he was starting. So, but that's why we're only doing dollars right now and waiting until some of the major leagues get back to us. Now, on the other hand, we also did another NASCAR event. So let's jump over to that one. There we go. And on this one, we actually did make the money. Um, this is the first NASCAR event that we had where we successfully had all 6 of our drivers finish. This is the third one that we've participated in. And in this one, all six of the drivers finished. Um, and does this look right? Hmm. Huh. Can, can you scroll or anything? Can you? So the whole thing's locked up? Huh. Well, anyway. So this was our, like I said, the first time that we had all six of our racers finish. Um, I know we talked, like I said, between Truex and Harvick, and I had been riding Harvick, but the more I read about Truex here, I decided to go with him as our top guy. Followed up with Elliott and Johnson at both the 900s. D. Benedetto, who I said I've been happy with as a money saver, so I had to go with him. Um, Newman was he wasn't bad. He started out in 18th. At one point, he was up right around the top 10. He just faded late and only wound up getting 7 points, which is probably what prevented us from uh, moving up a bit. If he had scored, we were only 79 points out of first place. So even if he had scored average, another 30 points or so, we would have moved up from where we were, which was 300 and something, 342nd. If he had just scored in the average of, say, an additional 30 points, that would have moved up to like 101st. But even as it was a dollar tournament. We wound up winning $5. So that covered our entry here, covered our entry from the KBO, and gave it a couple dollars extra. Um, so we'll stick with NASCAR. It looks like it's every Wednesday and Sunday. So tomorrow we'll run through the reviews for the upcoming Wednesday stream. So now let me jump over here real quick. Shut down these, and then we will move over to tonight, early tomorrow morning's um, tonight and early tomorrow's KBO. So now we've been in a bit of a funk here. So let's see what we can do and get out of this. Again, it's the first time today I'm looking at what's going on here. So we've got we have got all right. KT Wiz are at home against the Tigers. You got the Eagles here at home against the Twins. Now the Twins have been fairly decent. They're 11-6. They're second place in the league. The Dinos are the only team that are separating themselves right now. They're 14-3. So they've opened up a 3-game lead over second place, which is the Twins. They're 8-10. I'm sorry, they're 8-2 in their last 10, and they're definitely right now, early on anyway, looking like the dominant team. Um, The Wyverns are going to the Bears. Wyverns are still struggling even though they won their last game. Um, they're still, 3-14 total, playing the Bears at 10-7. Bears have not had a lot of home games. Um, they've played 17 total games. And of those 17, 12 have been on the road. So they've only been at home for 5 games. And they have a losing record at home. They're 2-3. The Wyverns have only won 1 game on the road all year. They're 1-7. Uh, so, and with the Bears coming off what has to be just an embarrassing 13-0 loss. Yes, Sunday. You got to think that they're going to be looking to get a little bit of revenge and appease the fans. Although I guess there's no one actually in the stadium. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to be looking at the Bears here. The Dinos are at home against the Heroes. Heroes are pretty decent. 10-8. All right, let's take a look at who's starting and who's pitching for who. Now, we know Koo. Koo's been killing people. We drafted him the last time he came through. He's the highest priced pitcher right now at 9,600. 22 innings pitched, only 8 hits total. He's given up 1 run all year. Only 4 walks, 25 strikeouts. I mean, that's hard. That's hard not to look at him. Now he's the top priced guy. So let's move on past him. See who else we got. Now, we know Drew, which this is very odd, that he's come in at 6,700. Let's take a look at him. I mean, he's got 1 win, 2 losses. But those 2 losses have not been bad. It's 16.1 innings pitched, 14 hits, so he's not even giving up a hit an inning. Only 7 earned runs, not bad. 1 home run, 5 walks, 23 strikeouts. You can see he's averaging 20. The last time he pitched, he was able to get a win on a great performance at 32 points. I don't know if the thought is that they're going up against the Wiz, who have been scoring, obviously. The Wiz is leading the league. The Wiz are leading the league in scoring right now. Is that why he's the lowest? Still, that seems like a significant drop. To have him all the way down there. I'm not sure. Let's see who else we have looked at here. We know we've gone with Dan Straley before. Now he's playing at home against the Lions. Are the Lions breaking out or something with that 13-run performance that just happened yesterday? I don't know. Let's take a look at them. 4 games started, 1 win, 2 losses, 22 innings pitched, 19 hits, 9 earned runs, 2 home runs, 25 strikeouts, pretty good. Averaging all right. The main thing here would be that he's playing against the Lions, and if you look at the Lions, even with the performance from yesterday, where they scored 13 runs, they're still averaging under 5 runs scored per game. They're not the worst, but let's see who's going up against Flexion here at 8,700. Flexion is going against the Wyverns. Now the Wyverns are dead last in points scored, 3.59 runs per game. The Eagles are the only team that's under 4 with them. He started 3 games. He has 2 wins, no losses. Only 600 runs, 22 strikeouts, and 4 base on balls. Chris Flexen, I'm liking. 8,700. He's saving us almost $1,000 over coup. The Bears have got to have a chip on their shoulder. Come out of what happened yesterday. Definitely gotta look at. Flexen. Who else we got? It's alright. I told everyone that there's a party going on. Yeah, it's alright. So if I'm gonna look at a lock, now none of these guys, neither Koo nor Flexen, Gagnon is the only guy that is suggested by some of the articles that I was reading. They also are suggesting Straley, who. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Playing the Lions, but I don't like Straley here. And then they're also looking at Tyler Wilson. Okay, well, let's take a look at Tyler here, going against the Eagles, who are almost as bad as the Wyverns. 3 games started, 2 losses, 11 earned runs. Huh. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, he did have a terrible first start. And, okay, yeah, so you remove that first start. He's going against the Wyverns and the Lions, and he's actually pitched pretty decent in the last 2. So he is someone that you might be able to look into grab, and I don't really like. I'm not digging Gagnon. I'm not digging Straley. Wilson would be somebody I could possibly get on board with. I think I gotta look at Flexen here as my main lock for today. Take a look at his breakdown of all of his games thus far. That's steady. I mean, really, steadily better in each of the games. Pitched that first game, got the win, but gave up 3 runs and 7 hits. Second game got a win, 2 runs and 6 hits. And the last game, maybe his best performance overall, didn't even get the win. Played the Dinos. That's only gave up 1 run, two base on balls, and yeah. Don't see any way. Flexen's got to be my lock. I'll probably go with double lineups tonight. But yeah, I think you got to lock in Flexen. Then we jump over to some of our hitters. A guy like, again, if I'm looking at things, a guy like the Bears to bounce back against the Wyvern. Let's see, who's giving up the most runs? Well, the Bears are. But after the Bears, it's the Wyverns. Right? Yep, it's the Wyverns. The Wyverns and the Wiz. Samsung Lions are up there. Who's pitching for the Wyverns? Park. Park is pitching for the Wyverns. 3 wins, one. No, sorry, 3 games started, 1 win. 20 hits in 15 innings pitched. Gives up a lot of hits. Decent strikeout ratio, though. Huh. Who's that? Lee? Lee has started 3 games. He doesn't have a win or a loss yet. Give up a little more than a hit per inning. 8 runs, all of them earned. ERA hovering around 5. So he's not been outstanding. So you might look at the Dinos. Might look at the Dinos. Now, let's jump over here. My thought here is maybe we look at the Dinos and the Bears. If we look at the Dinos and the Bears, and see. All right, so let's jump over to the lineups. All right. All right. If we look at the Bears, you gotta assume that they're gonna bounce out of where they were. We can grab a couple of power hitters here. We can grab Kim, who is their cleanup hitter, and grab him. And we could grab Fernandez. who is I think he's the top value amongst all teams right now. Yeah, you know, he's the guy that's listed as the well, maybe not the top value, but the top scorer, top best chance to score points today. Um, if we go with those two right there, then obviously you're immediately looking for some sort of money saver somewhere. Um, maybe we consider if he's starting. Looks like he's supposed to be starting Jin Song Kang as the catcher for the Dinos. If we grab Jin Song Kang for the Dinos, he's right here. He's only coming at 2,700. Let's take a look at him. Yeah, heck. We got a guy at 38 at bats. He got 19 hits. He's batting 500. 4 home runs. I mean, he hits a little lower in the lineup. I think he bats seventh. But man, it is hard to find. Other than the catcher for I can't remember. I think his name's Kang as well, or Yang. I don't remember. But it's hard to. Let me see. I'll tell you. Yeah, Yang, Yuji Yang, for the Dinos. He's day to day. I'll keep an eye on him. Let's see. He usually bats fourth. He usually bats fourth. So yeah. All right. Well, there must be some sort of. Oh, maybe designated hitter, right? Is that what we're looking at here? Because both Yang and Kang have only one position that they can play, and that is catcher. But they're both listed as starting. So that's got to be a designated hitter situation. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So the pitchers, right? The pitchers do not bat in the Korean baseball. Okay. Well, I mean, with that being the case, you almost have to grab this guy as your money saver. You pop him in there, and you got yourself the startings of your two stacks. Let's see if we grab one more guy. Who do we grab? Might need to save a little more money since we don't have our second. Don't have our second pitcher in there yet. Let's see. Is there any money savers? I mean, Kang there's a great money saver, no doubt about it. Let's see. Um, yeah, looking elsewhere, not just in the stacks, couple of the bargain suggestions, which looks like they could fit in for us here, would be Ramos coming in only 3,600. Got 7 home runs. He's leading the KBO in home runs right now. Batting 350. I mean, that's pretty decent. He plays first base though. We would have to figure out what we wanted to do here. Yeah, we'd probably move Kim to the outfield. So if we took Kim out, and if we threw Ramos in there as a money saver, and then went over to the outfielders and put Kim back in, then you're floating in at around 4,700. You could look at your pitchers if you wanted to go big on pitching, because there's definitely a lot of talent in the pitching pool tonight. If anybody has any questions or anything at all, feel free to ask too. If you want to see anything else or you're curious about any specific part of KBO or gambling in general, if you haven't seen this before, I don't. I've basically a number of years ago, 8, 9, 10 years ago, something like that, put $200 into a DraftKings account. I've been gambling ever since there, between them and some sports books. I've gone over $100,000 in bets. Not going to hit the big one, most likely. Like I said, read my profile. I'm not going to necessarily make you rich, but I'm going to keep you in the game. I'm going to keep you gambling and make sure you don't have to put in more money. I've gone over $100,000 in bets on that $200 investment. Not just fantasy baseball, not just fantasy sports, but sports books picks as well. Right now we're just focusing on some KBO and NASCAR and some Bundesliga, German soccer, because there's nothing else happening. There's nothing else out there for us right now. So anyway, if you wanted to go with the big guns on pitching, if you threw Koo into here, that's going to give you a 34.75. You got 4 more positions to fill. It's not easy, but you can definitely swing that. A shortstop has historically been a big money saver option for us. Hak-Ju Lee is a good pick here. Where's our favorite guy? Woo Jun Sim right here. He's always one of our favorite money savers. He's only 2,900. He's still down there. Let's take a look at him too, just because this is. This guy just he gets your points. He just gets your points. Batting 312. No home runs, but 6 stolen bases. Triple double. I like him. When he's only 2,900. He's definitely a money saver. But if you throw in a Woo Jun Sim, then you got 3,600. Now you can definitely fill that out. You can definitely complete that. So we won't go through the entire. And then if we go the other way, if you drop him out and you get rid of Koo, and instead you say, hey, let's go with like the Wilson here, who we looked at and we kind of liked, I believe, right? Because really, he had that horrible first game, and then since then he's been pretty solid. He's been coming on, and he's going up against the Eagles, right? And the Eagles are, second worst scoring team in the league. Let's say you throw Tyler in there. Hell, then you're looking at 46.25 per player for your last 3 spots. Even if you didn't go with Ramos, you're still at 44 20. You can throw Ramos in there if you want. And oh wait, we're missing. We're missing. Hold on a second. Let's get him out of there. Jump back over to here and get Kim back in there because that's what we had to do. Okay, so you make that move, right? Then you got 3,900, and if you go with Ramos as one of your first money savers, you're at around 39. Yeah, 39.75. If you go with if you go with if you go with uh, Hawk Julie, right here, Hawk Julie. Go to Hawk Julie. You got 4,200 per person per player for your last three spots. That's great. You go with Woo Jun Sim, 43.33. No problems filling those out. So, I think that right here, looking at this as my primary starting build, flexing as my lock pitcher. Pretty sure I'm going to go with two lineups tonight. Um, Fernandez, Jim as two of the big hitters. Kang, Ramos as money savers. And then primarily I think I'm going to try to build a little more on the Dinos and the Bears. We'll see. So that's pretty much that right there. We'll finish that out and then we'll follow up and see how that goes tomorrow. All right. So now let's just take a quick look at the Madden streams. So what you got here is these are free contests that DraftKings has been running every single day for the last month or more. There's no reason not to play in them. They actually broadcast the games live on their YouTube channel, so you can watch the simulation as it's happening. No humans are involved in playing the game. They just let the computer play it out. Nope, that's not what I wanted at all. Hold on one second, folks. Seems like my Alexa decided to start playing a horrible song for me. That was something I said. Okay, I'm back, folks. that was some kind of, I don't know, One Republic or something popped up there. That was my Alexa. Anyway. So yeah. Back to the man streams here. What you've got right here is these are all of the fantasy points scored by these players in the Madden streams. This isn't any kind of representation of what they've actually done in their career or last season or anything, but several weeks ago, they started keeping track of stats that the individuals are have been having. Obviously, there's no player news because they're all simulations, but that's what they've been doing. Here's everything from Madden. How many games have they played in Madden thus far? So you can kind of get an idea of what are what is the game? How is the game uh, playing these various things, these various players? They also have. Let me jump over here real quick. Oh, one second. Jump over here, and then if we go over to here, you can see, they have a bunch of information for you. So they've got their own little uh, streams where they break down what do they think that the the depth chart and the captain's picks and the in-game script will all be for that Madden simulation. So you can check out any one of those. They offer matchups for all the showdowns. So every single game you can play as a showdown for free, or you can play a full slate, which is what I have up there, which is what we'll go through real quick. So it's just like drafting a regular lineup. It's not. It's not all. It's not all. All of the teams. It's all. I think it's six, six games. So 12 teams. Um, and they play like I think it's 8 minute quarters. But it's all simulated. They've got everything else. They've got. Let's jump over here. They've got the depth charts for all teams, so you can come over here and you can. They update it regularly. You can jump into the streams. And then they've got everything broken down by conference. And so you can see, so you get an idea of who's going to be the number one running back, who's the number one quarterback, for each of the different teams. And so that gives you an idea for some things where it's like, let me see if I can remember. It's one of the, maybe the 49ers. Yeah, for 49ers, you can see here. Last year, obviously, in the real league, Mostert wound up becoming kind of the primary back for the 49ers. But on the Madden depth charts, Coleman is listed number one. So Coleman gets a ton more carries than Mostert does on the simulations. And that's all something you can pick up on as you start to watch the simulations or reviewing the results each week. And then they've got their playbook. Which is this gives you all the ratings, all the every player, every team, every player. It lets you know what's their speed ranking on Madden, what's their power, their arm strength ranking, what's their tackling ability, and all that. It's you can go really super in depth into it. If that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to have some uh, advantage, I guess. In general, let me hop back over here. In general, what I prefer to do here is just because it's free, and like I said, they have it every single day. Every single day, multiple Here's one for tomorrow. Um, six games, 12 teams. But then they'll have showdowns, for each individual game. So you can play a showdown just for this, where you'll pick six players and a captain. No, six players total, one of them being a captain. Um, in the showdowns they have kickers as an option as well. Um, kickers don't play a role in the regular lineup in on DraftKings. But basically, what I'll do here is take a look at this, jump over to the defensive special teams. Like I said, I'd like to go with the defensive special teams first, just like I like to go with goaltenders, um, you know, t- or goalkeepers in the Bundesliga. But oh, and also I've touched base on the German soccer again. There's 3 games coming up on tomorrow. Again, I'm looking for 4 games or more. Just I'm just not committed enough to get into the Bundesliga too much right now. Um, but as long as KBO is still there, or slow days when there's nothing else happening, I'll give it another shot. So you can just take a look real quick and see. You'll also discover that in general, on the Madden games, there is some sort of slight advantage given to home teams. So teams that are playing at home, their defenses tend to perform a little bit better than, at least that's what I've seen, than when they're on the road. So if we're looking at that right here, given that the Seahawks have scored the third most average points amongst the defensive teams that are playing here, um, and they're only 2,500, they're playing at home against Buffalo. Buffalo's obviously not a powerhouse team. I'm gonna grab them and throw them into the starting defensive spot, and then I'll jump over something like tight ends, because normally you can find a value at tight end again, um, where you can save some money. And another thing that you'll see that I've seen in these simulations is in general, second and third receivers seem to be outperforming top receivers, number one wide receivers. I don't know if it's some sort of uh, you know default way that the games simulate themselves. But you'll see when we move over there in a second. Looking at this, you got Vance McDonald uh, at 4,600, second highest scoring tight end. Going up against Cincinnati, not known for their great defense, even in simulations. Um, so you gotta look at McDonald. Um, oh, let's see. So let's throw McDonald in there, see what happens. Throw McDonald in there. All right, so now we're rolling in there. Now you got Wilson, top scoring quarterback, top priced quarterback. Where can you go and maybe get a little more money? Save yourself some money. Brissett for Indianapolis playing at home against Dallas. 19.3 points average. Third highest scoring quarterback on the roster. So only 5,900. That's going to save you a lot of money. Playing at home, let's take them. Let's put them in there. Now, the same rules apply for some of the basics of the simulation as apply for regular NFL games. If you take a quarterback, it helps to try and get a connection of some sort. whether it's a receiver or a tight end. If you take a defensive team, it can help you if you draft a running back that fits into it from that team. Now, interestingly, the main guy for the main scoring guy for Seattle down here has been Procise. Um, or if you look at their roster overall, you can see there's Carson, who in the regular NFL obviously was their top performer. But for whatever reason, in these simulations, he's being outperformed by Procise. Now, it looks like the last game he didn't do much. Oh no, okay, I'm sorry. That was his last actual game. So, yeah, and running backs also are not, unless you get one of the big ones. Unless you get one of the guys that are scoring points here, you can see a vast drop. Major, big time drop once you get past the top guys. You get Sanders, who for them is for Philadelphia. He's been killing it. You got Freeman for Atlanta, doing pretty well. Elliott, one of the few players that doing well in the NFL and in the simulations. And you got Gurley and then Fournette. Fournette's been really very consistent, and it's the cheapest of the bunch of the top ranked guys. And then you got that big drop. Big drop down at Singletary, Mixon, Henry. All these guys. So we're at 61, 66. Jump over to receivers real quick. Take a look and see. Okay, if we're taking Brissett with Indianapolis, we would like to get T.Y. Hilton. Now, obviously, this is one of those situations where this is the top ranked receiver for that team, so we take him. It's expensive, but let's get him with that matchup. So we throw him in there, and then we're looking for two more wide receivers. You got Richardson for Washington, big time money saver. He's had 63 receptions in 17 games on Madden, coming up on 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Hard not to take him, especially right now where we're looking to maybe save a little bit of money. Grab those two guys, jump back over here to your running backs. Is Sanders worth it at 6,700 at home against Atlanta? Maybe. Maybe. Do you want to take Procise just to hope that the score stays low in Buffalo? Do we need to do that at this point? Probably not, but if we were going to do that, if we were going to grab Procise, which would give us that kind of money, then we would definitely grab Sanders. Yeah, we don't need to go Procise. Yeah, because there's nobody else there that we need to save money on like that. So we get rid of Procise. Instead, we look at maybe going Sanders and I've been, for whatever reason, I've been a fan of Fournette in the Madden games. I'm not particularly over the moon about him in regular NFL. I have no allegiance to him in any way, but I've liked grabbing him in this format so far. I mean, he averages 77 yards per game, gets some catches, few touchdowns. Now Tennessee, Jacksonville's going to be a low-scoring game. Are they going to run the ball? Maybe. You almost have to kind of like Gurley a little more playing at home against Washington. They're not going to have a outstanding outstanding defense. You know, so let's take a look at this. Let's say if we grabbed Gurley, then we jump back over here to our receivers. Who else do we want to grab there? Do we want to get somebody from another? Who else is here from Indy? So really, after Pascal, it's no sense in going anywhere else. We have enough money that we could go with Schuster if we wanted, thinking against a weak Cincinnati defense. Tennessee and Jacksonville are probably going to be lower scoring, so we maybe look at grabbing Schuster at 6,300, which leaves us with 6,500 for our flex position. We could go with Freeman. He's the top point getter overall against Philadelphia. That's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, I'll throw in Freeman here. Um, and there you go. They only allow. I think it's a. I think on this one there's the top 4,080 people finish in the money. Again, it's free. I, you know, there might be 100,000 people enter the tournament before it starts tomorrow. Um, I know that in some of them they let you have 5 entries on some of the showdowns. I think it's usually the showdowns at 8 o'clock each day. You can enter that five different lineups, but they will restrict these to just the one. And that's it. And again, like I said, it's completely free. Every one of these showdown games are free. No reason not to throw something in there. Um, I might start showing it as we go. It takes a while. It takes a little while. I don't know how much. There's only a certain amount of interest that I get out of it because it's not actually. It's not a real competition. There's something missing because it's just a simulation. Um, so there you go. That's everything. I think that covers everything for now. Um, yeah, tomorrow we will recap the KBO lineups that we put in. Maybe review this NFL real quick. We'll do some more KBO lineups. We will get NASCAR lined up for Wednesday, and we'll keep our eye on Bundesliga. And that's everything. Take care. Be safe. Have a good Memorial Day, and hope to see some of you soon. Bye bye.